The Rwanda genocide was a mass slaughter of the Tutsis by the Hutus that took place in 1944 in the country of Rwanda in East Africa. It is the smallest country and has the biggest population of 7 million. The genocide lasted 100 days between April and July. It mainly took place because of the assassination of the Hutu president. The Hutu began destroying homes, schools, and businesses in the community. They also raped and killed women and children and anyone who got in their way. After 100 days, over 800,000 Tutsis had been murdered, mostly men, because of one reason: they weren't Hutu. America didn't really do anything about the genocide. They acted like it wasn't happening or ever happened. It might have made everyone more aware of what was going on in the world. Hurricane Katrina was the deadliest and most destructive hurricane of the 2005 hurricane season. It formed over the Bahamas and strengthened as it got to the Gulf of Mexico. It mainly hit the states of Louisiana, southern Florida, Mississippi, and Alabama. It became weaker as it hit the states. It hit on August 29, 2005. It was classified as a Category 5 hurricane when forming and a Category 3 hurricane when it hit. By the end of the hurricane, at least 1,800 people had died and thousands of homes were destroyed. 20% of the whole city of New Orleans was trapped in homes, on rooftops, or shelters, and even some stranded in water without power, food, or water. Many fled to the Superdome, a huge stadium in New Orleans, where there was food to feed 15,000 in 3 days, but the food quickly disappeared because over 60,000 people were in need of food. The conditions were terrible. The hurricane affected the United States oil production, which caused gas to reach nearly $5 per gallon. This caused much stress and money problems on Americans, especially in the South. Overall, the economic cost of damage was estimated between $70 and $130 billion. Some things were destroyed by the hurricane that could never be recovered. Thousands of people lost memories, family, friends, schools, cars, and homes that meant a lot to them that they can never get back. There was a positive impact on America because it showed that people were willing to help neighbors, even though it was risking their own lives. The Occupy movement is an international protest movement against social and economic inequality. The first Occupy protest was at Wall Street in a New York park. By October 2011, Occupy protests were going on in 95 cities across 82 countries and over 600 communities in the United States. Authorities were removing camps and high-profile sites like in Washington, D.C. and in London. They used the phrase, the 99% as a slogan to describe the lower class and that they have to pay more. They have many internet websites where they try to get information out and to be noticed. The Occupy movement made an impact of the middle class of America because it affected how they see politics. It makes them want to have equal rights and not be a part of the 99% anymore. So in the end, they will vote for the presidential candidates who will give the lower and middle class a life that is equal to the other 1%. Michael Jackson was a singer, dancer, musician, and an actor. He was considered to be the most successful entertainer of all time. He mainly sang and wrote pop and rock music. He had many popular songs such as Beat It, Billie Jean, and Thriller, which were meant to break down racial barriers. He also was a solo singer, but was also a part of the Jackson 5, a band with his brothers. Michael died in 2009 because of cardiac arrest, which was later classified as homicide. He was an idol to millions, and his death came as a shock. He influenced Americans because his music made them feel happy and that they could do anything. President Bill Clinton was the 42nd President of the United States. He was inaugurated at the age of 46, making him the third youngest president. He took office at the end of the Cold War and was the first president of the baby boom generation. He put into effect the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy that prohibited military personnel from discriminating against or harassing gays, bisexuals, or lesbians that were in the military. He passed the Children's Health Insurance Program that provided health coverage for millions of children. He also helped lower the deficit, lowered the crime rate, and funded NASA.